Hello and welcome to another episode of Historic Hindsight. I'm John, that's Tom, and today we're talking about Tracy Chapman's dad.
That's right. I'm sure there's a reference in there that I don't. Who the fuck is Tracy Chapman?
You really?
Yeah.
Tommy, musician. You know Tracy. You would know. That was useless. All right.
No,
Who
it's
are
fine.
we actually talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about Eddie Chapman, who's a World War II. He's a British citizen who was a criminal, turned German spy, turned back to English spy, turned back to criminal. It's Eddie Chapman. So yeah. This dude's got a story. I mean, if nothing else,
he was busy during World War II.
Long story short, he's just self-centered. Like, he's just like, do what you have to do to survive. So, but we'll jump into it.
Greatest generation.
Yeah, Greatest Generation. We're going to jump into it. His name was Edward Arnold Chapman, born on November 16th, 1914, in Burnup Field.
That's my son's birthday.
Burnup Field, England. What a very English name, Burnup Field. Burnup Field, like a turnip, but it's burning. Yeah, it's a burnup.
Okay, well, I mean, they did get bombed to shit, so I'm guessing it was named before then. But,
it's a little before then, but yeah, sure, same. It's fine.
It's still fitting.
Not a ton is known about his upbringing. We do know he grew up in a rather poor region of England. We do know that his father was mostly absent at one point in time, being a marine engineer, so obviously not home all that much. And all reports say that he was kind of raised without parents. Not that his mother wasn't there, but, you know, there's only so much.
Yeah, just a free-range type child.
He is the oldest. Maybe. He's the oldest of three children. He was known as a disobedient child with very limited parental oversight. And as a young teenager, Johnny, one of his little things that he liked to do is he liked to skip church and go down to the local beach to dip his piggy toes in the piggy pond where he went dipping. Actually.
Well, how awful!
Yeah, right. That's the horriblest thing in the world.
Throw him in jail already. How did he even manage to get to adulthood? Skipping church to go to a beach?
What
kind of teenager?
He skipped church to go to the beach and wound up saving a dude who was drowning, and then was like, "Please don't tell anybody I saved you, because my mom will find out that I skipped church and beat me." Well,
that was a missed opportunity. Instead of God put me here so that I could save this man, obviously, I'm better at religion than you all are. Which is what he should have done. Instead he hid his heroism because he was scared of skipping church.
Until it was, put in the local papers that he saved this guy, and then his mom's like, "Why, you were supposed to be at church?" Which, better question is, where the fuck was the mom if she didn't know he wasn't at church?
Why didn't she know? Yeah.
Right?
How did she know that he skipped church? I guess it's one of those churches where you show up and then kick your kid off into Sunday school.
Yeah, baby.
And then pick him up, 2 hours later or whatever, and hope that they put the fear of God into him.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
At 17 years old, Johnny, he's going to forge his dad's signature and join the 2nd Battalion of the Coldstream Guards. These are the beaver hat dudes, Johnny. These are the ones in the red jackets wearing the beaver hats that are outside of all the fucking places. Like, he actually, at one point, was a guard at the Tower of London, guarding the crown jewels.
Okay, at 17. Which, I mean, that's not uncommon for this war, right? A lot of people
this is pre World War II yet.
We're not even into it yet.
Yeah, this is his childhood. Leading up into the war.
So he was so eager to get into the military.
Forges his dad's signature. Yeah. He's only going to last in the military for 9 months, though, Johnny, because after 9 months, he gets a 6-day leave and then doesn't come back. Instead, he finds a girl in Soho and runs off with that girl in Soho. And the common theme here is going to be he really likes his women. And
I guess 30s at this point.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
Yeah, what else are you going to do? Like I said, bit of a womanizer, runs off with a woman. He is caught 2 months later and sentenced to 84 days in the Aldershot military prison, where after being released, he's dishonorably discharged because apparently going AWOL once, they must not have seen that the war was coming. Because if they saw the war was coming, they're going to be like, we're going to need your body here. So, but he is discharged.
So instead of just discharging him, first he had to be put in
jail for 84 days.
Bit, and then
discharged.
Okay, well, that sucks. Yeah. I mean, just dishonorably discharge him right away. I guess that would then. What's the punishment?
Punished enough.
Other than dishonor.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he cares about.
No, I don't think so. He is going to find himself working odd jobs in Soho, including being an extra on film sets. dude becomes sort of a movie star. This is the early days of film, though, so like it's not. You just kind of wander on.
Right, I guess. I guess a lot of people are like, no, I don't want my soul to be taken by these cameras. So he's like, whatever. I got rid of that a long time ago by skipping, church to go to the beach. So
it's fine.
I can have my soul taken, I guess.
He's also going to wind up getting himself into a hell of a gambling tab that he has to pay off by doing illicit odd jobs here and there, kind of becoming a grifter. He's going to be arrested for various things, including burglary, before being sentenced to 2 months in Wormwood Scrubs prison for check fraud. Because, again, this is the age where checks are a thing.
So he's a bit of like a vagrant.
He's a vagrant,
you might say.
Yeah. Yep. Now, while in prison, he's going to learn all kinds of ways to become even more of a criminal, because that's what the justice system does.
That's what it's for.
Links you up with people who are worse than you, who tell you and teach you how to do all the awful fucking things.
Yeah, thank God we fixed that.
Yeah, we don't. That doesn't happen anymore. No. When he is released from jail, he's going to join a gang of safecrackers known as the Jelly Gang, Johnny. And they're called the Jelly Gang not because they like their peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but because they use a jelly explosive on the safes. So they're not so much safe crackers as they just explode the fuck out of the safe.
That's just a safe breaker. Yeah, I was gonna say I joined something similar in Skyrim once. But no, I actually had to pick locks.
No, these guys are not.
Blow them up.
No, they're just exploding them.
So I was better than them.
Yeah, so they're not picking any. They're not picking any locks. With the Jelly Gang, he's going to pull off a heist where he dresses as a Metropolitan Water Board agent, gains access to a house in Edgware Road, where he smashes through a wall and extracts a safe from the Hunt's garage and gets money out of there. He's eventually going to be arrested.
Now, a water board agent, that's something different than now.
I'm assuming
that the water board has a different context at this point.
I'm assuming it's like a municipal water, like a
meter, the equivalent of a meter maid, water meter guy.
Yeah, not.
And so he stole torture. Just a person safe, just
a safe out of a garage, like a car garage, like a dealer's garage kind of thing.
Right.
Like I'm assuming like a mechanic shops. Anyways,
where they would drop all the money, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. He gets he's eventually arrested again in Scotland for blowing the safe of the headquarters of the Edinburgh Cooperative. So bit off a bit too much he can chew.
Yep, which happens to criminals.
Is going to be placed on bail, and for whatever reason they give him bail. Like this is a dude who's like perpetually in and out of prison, but so trustworthy.
At this point, but at this point, the record keeping's got to be just shit at this point. Like they don't know,
you're gonna see how
history or whatever.
You're gonna see how shit it is because while on bail, he flees to Jersey, not our Jersey, but English Jersey.
Old Jersey, not New Jersey.
Yeah, Old Jersey. In the Channel Islands, where he continues to try his hand at criminal activities. But womanizing, Johnny, it's going to catch up with him because while dining with his future wife, Betty Farmer, he's going to be approached by police for petty crimes that he's done in the area. He sees the police, and he jumps out a window in the dining room and goes, nope! And
not suspicious.
Runs away, jumping out of the dining. And instead of going home and hiding out or something along those lines, he decides to go try his hand at burglary again while actively running from the police.
Well, I mean, he ran, so it's not like he's got a bank card with a bunch of money on it.
Fair enough.
He left everything, so he's got to get more money to probably woo his wife, what have you. Eat.
Maybe. Yeah, there's that thing you got to do.
Things like that.
He is going to be caught in the act of the burglary. He's going to be sent to Jersey prison, which, again, record keeping doesn't exist, and they don't know he's wanted on the mainland.
Oh, no.
So they just throw him in jail for burglary, which gets him to escape. Yeah, he escapes a 14-year sentence, which is what he was going to get on the mainland in England. But instead, since he's on the Channel Islands, he gets light time.
And then he serves that, or
he does. Yes, he is in jail. He is in jail right up until World War II, Johnny, when the Germans take over the Channel Islands.
Well, shoot. Now what?
So on June 30th, 1940, good old Eddie is sitting in prison. The Germans take over the prison, and a lot of the prisoners are going to be transferred to Paris. Just easier access to keep an eye on them or whatever. Or they don't want to deal with it. So they're like, we're just moving to Paris. We're we're also occupying and we can just, whatever. So he gets moved to Paris. While in Paris, he tells German guards, he's like, listen, I'll be a spy for you if you let me go. And they're like, you know what? If we like this idea, we can turn you and flip you. We'll send you back to England, and you can go spy for us and blow some things up.
Yeah, very flamboyant guards.
Yeah, right. So they do notice that he has got experience with explosives. So with his experience with explosives, he's going to be linked up with with a Captain Stefan von Groning, who's going to train him in espionage, like how to jump out of a plane with parachutes, how to use actual explosives, not just gelatin explosives, and how to operate ham radios, all that fun stuff.
Now, this is still early on in the war, so this isn't desperation on the Germans' part. This is an opportunity. They see that we will exchange your freedom for information. And
we've got the Battle of Europe.
I assume happens.
Yeah, we got the Battle of Europe going on. So Germany is actively bombing Europe. They've got the air raids in Europe going on. All that fun stuff. So, on December 16th, 1942, he's going to be flown to Britain in a Focke-Wulf bomber converted for parachuting, given a wireless, which is a radio, pistol, cyanide capsule, 1,000 pounds British sterling, and he's going to be jumping in. His goal here is to blow up the de Havilland aircraft factory.
Oh, damn. That's okay. So this guy has experience blowing up safes.
Yeah,
now they want him to explode an entire factory?
It's kind of one of those
are dissimilar
suicide missions. Who gives a shit? It's just some prisoner that we found that he said he'll work with us. So sure.
Now it's making sense why they would not use their own German citizens.
Give him some crap and drop him in. Well, and it's good because he's an English citizen, so he's going to blend in. He'll have proper English documentation, or at least they can forge it enough. And he's not going to.
He won't sound German.
If you got to. Yes, I swear I was born in London.
Yeah, no, this is me.
No.
This is my pass.
While attempting to jump out of the plane, he actually gets stuck in the hatch and delays him quite a distance before he's able to release himself and then parachute in. So he is nowhere near his target when the plane goes over.
How? He just missed his cue, or the
no?
He gets
the hatch opens and his foot's caught in the door and he can't get out. So, oops.
Not great.
MI5, not to be confused with the British 007 MI6, MI5, the guys, they actually know about Eddie. They have spies of their own inside the German hierarchy. They are perfectly aware of what's going on. They don't want to give away the fact that they know what's going on. So their plan here was they were going to tail the plane and then send a patrol out that was looking for a deserter to pick him up. And so that way, the Germans wouldn't be aware that they knew this whole thing was going on. There'd be a front.
Right. So it would appear as if though they were doing their normal sweep of picking up their deserters.
Yes.
And then he would just be one of those, and then they would get him, and then presumably try to get whatever intelligence he had on the Germans.
Yes, exactly.
And so now he's going to be promised also no jail time for information again.
Probably. Except the problem is he misses his jump. He gets stuck. He misses his jump. And then the first thing he does when he does land is go right into the local police department and goes, "Hey, I'm Eddie Chapman, and I was hired by the Germans to be a spy, but I don't want to be a spy for them. I want to be a spy for you." And after
this guy,
heavy interrogation at the Latchmore house, they decide to flip him and say, "All right, sure, double agent time."
Yeah, I guess. I mean, because what kind of idiot would come and turn himself in and say, "I have been doing this thing that I wasn't supposed to do." I'm guessing the British also took treason very seriously, and he would have been dead.
Yeah. So they look at Eddie and they go, "Look, we're going to flip you, but obviously we have to allow you to destroy this aircraft factory so it's believable, but we can't actually let you destroy the aircraft. That would be stupid. We can't let you do so. So they hire.
They can't go that far.
And this is a part of the story that's even fucking weirder. They hire a magician and illusionist, Jasper Maskelyne, to help fake an explosion at the factory. They fake it with smoke, mirrors, and radio reports, and a newspaper report that says, "Yeah, it legitimately blew." I mean, they do set off a small explosion in the factory, but it doesn't. It's not detrimental to anything. And then
it seems to me at this point in time, You didn't need David Blaine to come down and do a little illusion for you. Just take a picture of an exploding building, like an explosion outside a building. Photoshop existed then. People took negatives, they cut them up, and did all the thing, and then do that.
And put it in the newspaper.
You're hiring a magician. Like, are there doves in the background just flying out of this dude's suit? Like, what?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Now, MI5 is going to help Eddie send radio transmissions to the Germans for extraction via submarine or boat. The Germans are like, holy fuck, you didn't die? Yeah, we're not sending a sub for you. But, if you can make your way to Lisbon, Portugal, we'll pick you up there. Eddie has
just
no
because they happen to be there.
Yeah,
just like
they've got the Germans are.
They wanted
Portugal,
him to die.
So
they were hoping that he wouldn't make the trip at this point.
So the Germans promised to pay him like.
If you could go to Siberia for us, we'll scoop you up.
They promised him like £15,000, and I think a lot of it was Groening was like, I don't actually want to pay this dude. We didn't think he'd live. So if he doesn't make his way back, we don't have to pay him. So I think
also England is lasting a lot longer than we thought. We thought it would have been poof. We would have owned the whole thing. We could have just given him the crown off the king's head, and it would have been good.
Nope, none of that. MI5 is actually going to fake interrogate Eddie to prepare him for the real German interrogations, and they also help him get his way to Lisbon, Portugal. They set him up with fake paperwork. He winds up getting employment on the City of Lancaster boat. Once in Lisbon, he makes contact with his German embassy and convinces them that they should blow up the Lancaster. Hey, look, I came on the Lancaster. That's evidence. We need to blow it up. This was all a stage by MI5 because they wanted to get explosives that the Germans were using for their, is it terrorist the right word? It's war. So whatever, their sabotage. What they like to use in their sabotage. So the Germans give him 2 bombs that look like a lump of coal. He then sneaks them on board to the boat, but instead of sneaking them on board to the boat, he just gives it to the boat captain.
Says here they are. Is the bombs.
And then when the boat gets back to England, they quarantine the boat and then interrogate everybody and act like they'd caught the explosives before it detonated again.
Right. Yeah. Pretended it was basically a early TSA type deal, and oh no, we found this in somebody's luggage, and clearly this lump of coal. Why would you travel with a lump of coal? Is a bomb. So
Chapman is going to be sent
to heat my stove when I got home. I don't know. I live in Lisbon.
Chapman is going to be sent to Norway by the Germans, where he's awarded the Iron Cross, and he's the first British citizen to get the Iron Cross since 1870 in the Franco-Prussian War.
What? Oh, okay. I was going to say what was going on in 1870, where a British would get a Iron Cross. Okay.
Eddie was rewarded with 11,000 Deutschmarks, his own yacht, and given the rank of first lieutenant.
What? Hold up. Wait. A yacht even then had to have been worth way more than 11,000
probably, yeah.
Deutschmarks.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Even then, a yacht?
And he liked to
party. Did they just find... It's one they just took from somebody,
I'm sure,
right? And then some Jewish person that had a yacht that no longer has a yacht.
I was about to say,
it cost a yacht because they didn't know what
Germany
to do with it.
nothing for that yacht.
Yeah, we can't turn this into a military vessel because there's too many champagne glass holders. Here you go. Here's your yacht. Everybody's getting one these days.
He turns into a womanizer. Lots of parties on the yacht. But he's very much loved by the Germans.
He's got a yacht. How could he not?
Yeah, he's very much loved by the Germans and very much loved by Groening. Groening and him, his German handler, are very best friends. While in Norway...
But at this point, he's still supposedly spying for the British.
He's spying for the British and the double spy. Yeah, spy. Allegedly. The Germans think he's spying for him. Yeah. The English are convinced he's spying for the English. Okay. Now, while they're and
he's just living on a yacht womanizing.
Yeah.
This guy.
Pretty much. Now, while in Norway, he approaches the Brits at MI5 and goes, how about I kill Hitler? Because allegedly I'm supposed to be going to meet Hitler because I got an Iron Cross. Why don't I just kill Hitler then? And there's some speculation to believe that Groening was his German handler, was the one who was trying. He might not have been a Nazi and was wanting to kill
Groening
Hitler
was
himself.
a little bit of he
possibly
got a little too deep himself. It was like,
possibly.
What? Maybe this horrible dictator with these concentration camps is stepping a little too far.
Too far. Now MI5 goes, under no circumstances are you to do that.
Why? Just let him. He had cyanide pills. This is what spies do.
So
he's gonna die if he kills Hitler.
From the rationale that we can
do it first.
The explanation, the common explanation here is that at this point in time, Hitler's gone crazy. We're talking about 43. Hitler's already starting to go off his rocker. And the theory here is that Hitler himself was causing... That didn't
happen until the mid-40s.
Yeah.
He was totally fine before then.
Yeah. Hitler himself was causing way more carnage by being Hitler and being in power than if they killed him and then the unknown quantity takes over.
No, that's not what you do. You're in a war.
I'm not saying it's the right path.
And then you take him over.
I didn't say it's the right path.
During all of the chaos of, oh my gosh, Herr Fuhrer has died, then you go at... I'm
just saying what MI5 gave the rationale.
So this is why America had to get involved, because this guy wasn't allowed to kill Hitler.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we had to come and save the day.
In any case, Johnny, while in Norway, eventually the Germans have another mission for him. He is to go back to London and report on V2 strikes. V2s are the rockets that they're just blindly firing at England. And so he's to report, hey, are we hitting our targets or not?
Are we getting anything, or is this just cow fields or sheep fields, whatever?
So he sneaks himself back into London, and he lets MI5 know what's going on, and he reports back to the Germans, yep, they're hitting their targets. They were not hitting their targets.
He's not
a German spy.
He's literally being a spy for both people, though.
Yes, yeah.
He's doing both jobs.
Yeah, yeah. It's a double agent, yeah. Because
he's not a double agent. He's literally, because a double agent would be like, I'm pretending to be a spy for Germany, but
he's pretending to be a spy for Germany. He is reporting back to Germany lies that they're...
okay.
He's reporting...
so he is lying to
Yeah,
Germany.
He's saying that the V2 rockets are hitting their targets, but they're not actually hitting their targets.
Okay.
So the Germans never adjust the aim, so it keeps the heart of London intact.
And they're and they weren't like, well, we don't really have any targets, so what do you mean? Because we're just firing. But they are just like, oh no, we are German and we are very good at what we do, and that is it.
Yep. So he really is truly he's a double agent. Like the Germans think he's but there's a gray area because everybody who dealt with him, Groening, his handlers at MI5 were like, we don't really know we know he likes women and we know he likes himself. Yep. He says he likes England, but
well, and he's got some information, and we're still getting information. They don't know that it might be false or whatever.
Yeah.
They're still getting information. And they're getting information that they want, which is more important.
And this is where it gets fun, Johnny, because while in England, reporting on the V2 rockets to Germany, he gets himself involved in a Greyhound racing venue where he starts fix said Greyhound races by doping the dogs. And
this guy needs a wife. This guy needs to get married, and so he'll stop doing all this side hustle gambling bullshit. This is ridiculous. How busy is he? He's already a double agent, and now he is just moonlighting as a Greyhound race fixing steroid dog giving dude. That's just what he does.
This is what he does.
Free time, which has to be limited.
It's got to be limited. On November 2nd, 1944, MI5 has actually had enough of him, and they dismiss him to service due to his grifting, unreliable nature, womanizing, and dog racing. Yeah, he's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
They are going to pay him
crazy.
For his service. They're going to pay him £6,000. He's also going to be allowed to keep £1,000 from the Germans that the Germans gave him, and he's granted a pardon for all of his criminal activities. With you're granted your pardon for the criminal activities that you've done up to this point.
Before he even enlisted in the war?
Everything he's done up to this point,
you're pardoned.
Everything,
so
you're pardoned.
He's given a clean slate, has a yacht, and is just
don't fuck up again.
Just leave right now.
Yeah, just don't fuck up again. That's just no more crimes.
£6,000 ought to run his yacht for a couple months, right?
Should. The war's over, Johnny. As a post spy, he's going to be engaged to 2 women at the same time. He's going to abandon both of them.
Boy, that works out every time.
Yeah,
always
he's going to abandon both of them and then go marry the Betty farmer girl that he was initially caught with in Jersey.
His high school sweetheart.
Yeah, his high school sweetheart, so to speak.
Oh, this is like what a romantic story.
But by all reports,
this should be a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, but by all reports, there wasn't a loving relationship. There's a love lost there between those two, but they stayed married. It's
all
fine.
right. Well, all right. So give me
any 1950s wedding that's
from
not
the 1940s that was consensual.
Yeah. Oh, I gotcha. Now, post-war, MI5 keeps a file on him and is concerned that he's going to return to a life of crime and try to use his spy time as leniency to get out of trouble if he ever gets caught, which doesn't last very long because in 1950 he's caught smuggling gold across the Mediterranean.
What the? In his yacht?
And when he's arrested,
he was given, probably.
And when he's arrested, he instantly starts. I know this dude. I know this dude. I know this dude. I was a spy. I'm still a spy. Like shh, the Russians. Yeah. It's gold from the Russians.
This is part of the big plan. Like the war's been over for 5-6 years now, and he's like, no, this is it. This is all part of it.
He then gets himself in trouble again because he tries to publish his memoirs as a spy, which was against their secrecy laws that they had.
Oh, they had what is that? Like an NDA.
Yeah, like an NDA. Yeah,
and he gets you can't make money off of all of these hijinks and bullshit that you pulled. No. And he's like, no, I can't watch.
Then they're like,
I'm gonna do it.
50 pound fine is all they got. That was kind of like that. Right? How is that a punishment?
That's like 0.5 nothing % of what they had already given him. So they took a little bit of it back.
They took a little bit of it back. He's going to remain good friends with his German handler, Stefan von Groening, where Groening is actually going to attend his daughter's wedding. So this leads to how?
Okay, so
how was he really a double agent?
Nazi.
Or was he a secret Nazi?
I don't know. So my thing is, at mine and my wife's wedding, we had a very strict no Nazis.
No Nazis. Yeah, no Nazis allowed.
No Nazis were allowed at our wedding.
Yeah.
Regardless of how related we were to them. And he wasn't even related, just a handler, and still had a Nazi at his daughter's wedding.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did.
Poor taste.
Poor taste. Yep.
Poor taste. Did he fly from Argentina back to?
Yeah, maybe. And Johnny, on December 11th, 1997, our story comes to an end when he dies of heart failure. So that's Eddie. A grifter. I mean, he's just a grifter. That's all it was.
What a life, though. I mean, good God, this man how old was he when he died?
I don't know. He was born in 1914, I think.
Come on, Tommy. We got to get this because it's a life well lived, if nothing else. This guy he was a spy, he was a womanizer, he had a yacht at some point.
So what is that, 1914 to 1997? Gold. Somebody do the math.
Traveled the world. 19 what?
63 years old.
Okay. That's
good for that. Yeah, well done. 63 years. Yeah, I won't do that much in 63 years.
I mean, God, you know how much shit I would have to do that much? In 63, I got 24 years left to do that. All the things I've done nothing.
Nope.
I haven't even been a regular spy, let alone a double agent.
Spy. Yeah. Well, it's Eddie Chapman, guys.
That's it for this week in Historic Hindsight. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review, and join us next week when we talk about the next old white guy that ran our country and was probably a terrible person.